Hi guys, it's Kelsey and Kendra. So today we're going to be doing our Holygrail foundations for oily skin today. And we already filmed our Holygrail Highlighters video as well as our Holygrail Primers for oily skin. So today is going to be all about foundations. If you guys don't know, Kelsey and I do have oily skin, so these foundations are only going to be geared towards that. So we pretty much have all of the same foundations. We did not do this on purpose. We literally have one that's different to mention to you guys. So we're just going to go ahead and start out with drugstore foundations first. So the first one that we're going to mention here is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless Foundation. And I was so excited when they came out with this one because the original formula was geared more toward normal to combination skin. And I really didn't hear that many people with oily skin saying that they liked it. So when I saw they came out with a matte and poreless formula, I was so excited. This is definitely one of my favorites that I grab for the most. Sometimes I grab for this more than my high-end foundations just because I feel like it works just as good. I feel like the finish is great, the color is perfect. And we are in the color 355 Coconut. And I was so shocked at how good this matched my skin tone because like I said, even some high-end foundations don't really match that well. They all have like an undertone that's too orange or they have an undertone that's too yellow. And I feel like for our skin, we need something that's kind of like in between. Something that's more neutralized. I hate when foundations have like a super distinct undertone. But usually it settles into the skin and it goes away. But this initially, as soon as I put it on my face and start to blend it out, it's just like the perfect color initially. It's more neutral. Exactly, yeah. And the finish of this, like it says, obviously is matte and poreless. So it has a really nice airbrush finish to it. So this, if you're not like a primer type of person, even though we would highly recommend putting a primer on first, this does help like cancel out any like visible pores or anything that you may have. So even though it is a matte finish, it also helps with your pores. So that's like a double plus. Okay, so our next drugstore Holygrail foundation is from Loreal, and this is the Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. This foundation has one of the best formulas I've ever used as far as drugstore and high-end go. Just in general, it has a really nice formula. This is the perfect summer foundation. The only thing that we don't like about it is the color. Yeah. It's a little bit off. This is in the color 112 Cocoa. This is the darkest shade. Yes, this is the darkest shade it comes in. So they don't have a huge range of colors for this foundation. Yeah. Not sure why. I really wish they would have more range in the darker shades like towards the end because I feel like the beginning has like more range of colors and then towards the end is like 3 darker shades. Yeah. So I really wish they had like 5 or 6. Yeah, a few more in between the ones that they have. Yeah. Yes. But this formula is so good. It lasts a long time. This does say 24-hour foundation. I haven't worn my foundation that long. I've used this for up to like 12 hours. Yeah. And it's like lasted like all day long. And I rarely had to like blot or like repowder my face. So it does have great lasting power like she said. And the consistency of this and the coverage is like a high-end foundation. So if you're not into buying high-end foundations, if you want to try this, go for it because it's just as good as any other high-end foundation. If you're oily, you understand the struggle of getting oily at some point throughout the day. But this, you don't really see it as quickly. As much. Like, literally the only time I saw oil is like right before I'm getting ready to take my makeup off at the very end of the day. Like around like the nose or something like that. The areas where you get like a lot of oils. But this does say oil control on the back, so it really does help with oil control. I highly recommend this if you're looking for a go-to summer drugstore foundation because it's really nice and the packaging is super convenient. So easy to travel with. Like this is your go-to travel foundation if you don't have one. Okay, so next moving on to high-end foundations. The first one that I have to mention is a recent like Holygrail favorite of mine because I did mention it in our most recent favorites. This is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation and Concealer. This foundation is amazing. I used it in my Everyday Summer Glow makeup tutorial and I absolutely loved it. I did mention in that video that it does have a matte finish and I really like that about this foundation. And I'm obsessed with the packaging because of this big doe foot applicator. I told y'all this is so convenient. Y'all saw me use this in the video already. I just dab it all over my face and then just buff it in with my flat top kabuki brush. And I do use 2 colors of this, but sometimes I can get away with using 26 Amber by itself and it still matches my skin tone pretty nicely. So this foundation is pretty amazing. It does leave a matte finish like I just said. Like sometimes like when I buff it out, I forget that I didn't put any powder on. So this is one of those like after it dries onto the skin, you like forget you need powder or something like that. I think it's because it has the concealer in with it because the coverage is so nice as well. So this is just an all around great foundation foundation because it does have a concealer in it as well. So if you want to try this out as a concealer as well, then that would be really good. But I haven't tried it out as a concealer yet just because I want to get a lighter shade just to see how I like it as a concealer. Could you imagine using this big thing as a concealer? That would last forever. So yes, I love, love, love this Clinique foundation. Okay, so the next Holygrail foundation I have here is from Estee Lauder, and you guys have heard Kelsey and I mention this before quite a few times. This is the Double Wear Stay in Place makeup. This is like glue for your face. If you're looking for like a super full coverage foundation that's gonna last all day, that's gonna like it says, stay in place, you need this. I feel like this foundation, you will either hate it or love it though, because it is like not cakey, but it has like that super flawless look. Some people don't like that extra flawless beat look. Some people still like a natural finish for their foundation. This looks cakey if you apply too much. You don't want to apply too much of this. So a little bit of this goes a super long way. So that's another good thing about this. I just don't like the packaging. A lot of people put like the MAC pump on these. They have this foundation, so the MAC pump does fit on this if you don't want to pour, which I should have been got a long time ago. Other than the packaging, I love this foundation. It's super full coverage. They have a lot of shades, but when we first bought this, the shade range wasn't as good as it is now, because when you go on Sephora now, they have like a lot of shades, but we got ours from Macy's, and Macy's at the time did not have like a bunch of colors. This is in the shade Rich Cocoa, so it's 6C1. This is okay, but I feel like I have to mix it with another foundation to get it to be more neutral. This is a little bit on the orangey side, but I just love the coverage so much that I just mix it with something else. It lasts all day. Like if you're looking for a foundation that lasts a super long time, especially if you're going to be doing something where you cannot reapply your makeup throughout the day. You know, if you're at school all day and you don't have time to like retouch, or if you're at work all day. So this is really good for like those long hour days where you don't have time to retouch your makeup. So if you're one of those people, you need this. So our next two foundations are the exact same. I told you we only had one foundation each that was different, but this is the NARS Velvet Matte Skin Tint, and I'm obsessed with that foundation. I think I mentioned it in the favorites before last, and I think I mentioned it in the favorites after that. Yeah, I think because you tried it after me. Yes. And I heard about this from Nitra B here on YouTube, and she was raving about it in one of her favorites videos, so I just decided to give it a try. But however, we did mention to you guys that we had no idea why this was called a skin tint, because it gives amazing coverage. It's very full coverage. Yes. It's not a tint anything. I think we mentioned that. And it does have SPF 30 sunscreen in it, so this is the ideal foundation for summer. It's amazing. Like if your moisturizer doesn't have a whole lot of SPF in it, this is a really good foundation to go for. And we're in the color Polynesia Dark, and the color is really, really nice. I put it on today actually, and I just forgot how great it matches our skin tone. So I love, love, love this foundation. I also like that it is full coverage, but it doesn't really feel like you're wearing a whole lot of makeup. Light. Yes. So that's the only thing I can consider a tint. The way it feels like a tint. Exactly, but it looks like a foundation. So I hope that's what they mean when they put tint on here, because it feels as lightweight on the face. Yes. So if you're looking for something that's full coverage, that feels lightweight, and you need a sunscreen in your foundation, this is ideal. Kelsey says she likes the smell for some reason. I don't know. It kind of smells like pool water. It's like that sunscreen kind of smell. I kind of like, I mean, a lot of people don't like the smell of sunscreen, but I kind of like it. I don't really mind it. I kind of like it. So I definitely smell the sunscreen in this, but it doesn't bother me at all. I love the packaging as well. I do wish you can see how much you have left though. Yes. Because it is black, but that's okay because it is really good to travel with. Because this is another convenient packaging. Exactly. It's not glass. It's not going to break in your bag or anything like that. Okay, so our last Holygrail foundation is from Makeup Forever, and this is the Matte Velvet Plus foundation, and it's a mattifying foundation. This is super mattifying. This is also waterproof. This is a water resistant foundation as well, and it says it's oil free, so this is like an oily girl's dream for a foundation. This is a foundation that also has really nice packaging. It's just a nice squeeze bottle, and you can just throw it in your makeup bag with your travel stuff. This would also be really good if you do wear makeup to the beach or the pool or whatever, because it is water resistant. We don't personally, but if you're someone who wants to throw on like a little foundation, if you're not comfortable wearing your bare skin like to the beach or the pool or whatever, this is water resistant, so I think this would be ideal for a vacation also. And we are in the color 75. We did have to go back and get this color afterwards because the first color that we got was way too dark. I was like, what in the world did I just get? So we went back and got this color, and it matches really, really well. I usually do like to mix this though with the Makeup Forever HD Ultra, like the Ultra HD foundation, just because sometimes this can get a tad bit cakey because it is so matte. Like this is another one that's like glue for your face. But I do like to mix it with that. I did mix this with that foundation in my Get Ready With Me summer grunge makeup tutorial, and I wore that makeup look to the Rihanna concert, and my makeup lasted all night long. You actually asked me what foundation I had on, so you mixed it. So yes, I did mix it with the Makeup Forever Ultra HD foundation, so it is good to mix with this as well. But you can wear it by itself if you're all about that, you know, glue for the face life, because this stuff ain't going nowhere. Okay, so that completes this video of our Holygrail foundations for oily skin. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Also, let us know if you guys have tried any of these foundations, and let us know which ones you're gonna try, or let us know if any of these are your Holygrail foundations for oily skin, because they're bomb, they're amazing. So once again, we hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see y'all in our next video.